It's a pleasure to welcome you to this edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, where we bring you the activities of NAFDAC, the agency that has the mandate to safeguard the health of the nation. I am your regular host, Amanda Ugo.
Today on NAFDAC and Your Health, we'll bring you two important visits of agencies that NAFDAC partners with to enable it to deliver adequately on its mandate. First is the visit of the management team of Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, and the second visit is the visit of the management team of the News Agency of Nigeria. As NAFDAC works assiduously in delivering on its mandate of safeguarding the health of Nigeria, the agency also does all it can within its capacity to encourage small, micro, and medium enterprises that are into the production of products under its control and administration. This, the agency does with a view to contribute its quota to the development of local production, encouragement of entrepreneurship, and enhanced trade. And these ultimately help economic development. In achieving maximum results in this direction, NAFDAC tries to collaborate with other government agencies and stakeholders who also have this similar drive. One of such government agencies that also have the focus of developing small and medium-scale enterprises is the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. To foster a healthy and formidable partnership that will help in achieving their common goal, the management of SMEDAN recently paid a courtesy visit to the Abuja office of NAFDAC to chart a course for business partnership. In her opening remark at the meeting, the NAFDAC DG spoke on the inseparability of the trade and regulatory activities.
You cannot divorce trade from regulatory. To enhance trade, regulators have to work harder with the customers, and that's what we do in NAFDAC. We have thousands of MSMEs. During the pandemic, we gave palliative, where it was free for the first 2 weeks or 1 month or something, and then later about 70 or 80% off. We have given some relief through the approval of our council in terms of renewal. The renewal used to be big, with decreased by about 70%. For those, thank you. For those that renew late, and then we give 3 months grace to renew, instead of just charging fees right from the word go. So we do understand where the shoe is hurting to some extent, unless you are the shoe wearer. You will not know exact, but the shoes may be hurting a lot of people, especially at this time.
The NAFDAC DG also commended the proactiveness of the Director General of SMEDAN, Mr. Charles Odi, in promoting trade.
It's very, very proactive. We met about a month plus ago at the inauguration of SMEDAN, National Council, yes. And that was how we connected, and since then we've been exchanging messages. He's very, very particular about trade, small businesses trade, and also safety, because he was the one who alerted me about people using Olanka oil to fry potato chips. Well, I don't know, local oil that has some form of polymer, polythene in it. And immediately we took action because it's only few that are doing that, but they will spoil market for almost all, because those who are not using that type of oil to fry will also suffer. So it's very, very proactive, and I believe that is, and also there's a lot of documents that is sent that may lead to some mutual understanding between SMEDAN and us. We are on the same page.
The Director General of SMEDAN, Mr. Charles Odi, in his speech, enumerated the reasons for the visit of the management of the agency to NAFDAC.
we're here to just foster a healthy business partnership with NAFDAC. There are about approximately 40 million small and medium businesses across Nigeria that contribute to 50% of our GDP and are responsible for at least 70 million jobs. And we're getting the feedback because we engage our community from time to time. We have town halls and we go around, and many of the feedback we have gotten was NAFDAC registration, which is why we reached out to the DG. And for my explanation, we understand that, you know how they say that if you want something done properly, it takes time. But we're here to offer a helping hand in whatever it is that we can do. And we streamline 8 things that we want to do with NAFDAC. I'll just run through them 3.5 minutes. Number 1 is streamlining the regulatory process and accelerating approval timelines. With this, we want to collaborate with NAFDAC to aim to facilitate the growth of small businesses by optimizing the regulatory process and expediting the approval timelines. One will also maintain essential safety protocols. Number 2 is the regulatory compliance assistance. We want to work with NAFDAC to help SMEs navigate and comply with the regulatory requirements related to the production, distribution of food, drugs, and other related products.
Having listened to the points raised by the DG of SMEDAN, the directors in charge of the different directorates of NAFDAC took turns to address the issues raised as they concern their directorates.
It is very, very critical that in communicating with the companies under the umbrella, it's important to always highlight the importance of safety, because whatever product you're marketing or producing, if you are not mindful of the safety components, it looks like ruffling whatever goods are being done within our economy to improve. So I will be very happy, as much as we're looking at ways to improve our operations and the collaborations between NAFDAC and the trade component of the economy. We know that some few unscrupulous people are trying to break things down. Safety is important.
In the field, we see to the fact that we demonstrate and bend over backward to attend to them. Yes, there are gaps, both internal and from them, but internally, the strategic plan put in place by DG some years back, which also is being renewed now, we were able to carry out some measures which alleviates a lot of processes, particularly decentralizing their administration. If it were before, it we handle centrally in Lagos, but now we do their registration on zonal basis. So a lot of time we actually meet this timeline. A lot of them get their thing done. But the issue is, how did they get it done? And that's where we should be looking at that. Other people get their own done because they go to our website, they know the requirement to set up that facility, so they get it right.
The SME operators, majority of them need some form of enlightenment. They have a mindset about NAFDAC. They tend to compare NAFDAC with some other agencies that have just singular function. They say if you go to trademark office, you go to CAC office, you just fill an online form and your approval jumps out. But NAFDAC is multi-functional. The product has to go through a whole lot. I don't need to mention that we're all aware of what it needs to go through. That is one aspect. So they need some enlightenment. And apart from that, they tend to shy away. I don't know, they get a lot of misinformation from the public. There are some group of people that try to scare them away from, if you go to NAFDAC, you will never get it. Just come to me, I get it done for you. Drop your 2 million, drop your 6 million, I get it done for you. So they shy away and they just meet. They meet in beer parlor, they meet in restaurant canteen, and the people just keep, defrauding them. Maybe after a month, a year, up to a year, somebody somewhere will not say, go to NAFDAC office. Eventually they will come. They'll be so shocked to find that information is in public domain. The tariffs are not hidden. Everything is available and accessible. We break down the things to them. They get to appreciate NAFDAC. And they start the process, as my Oga earlier mentioned. Anytime they draw into trouble or problems, or they need some clarification, we're always on ground, very open.
Members of the SMEDAN management team also gave their opinions on how the partnership between the two agencies can be strengthened. At the end of the meeting, the need to create further awareness and consolidate on information dissemination about the activities of the agencies were agreed to be key areas that need more attention. The NAFDAC DG expressed her appreciation to the SMEDAN team for the visit.
We want to appreciate SMEDAN for taking this move, and we have done a lot of discussion that will yield fruits. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The program has been NAFDAC and Your Health. Please do not go away. We'll be back shortly.
NAFDAC has observed the dangerous practice of ripening of fruits with carbide, despite persistent NAFDAC campaign against it. To this end, NAFDAC hereby informs the general public to note the following: that calcium carbide is an explosive chemical. It changes the skin color of the fruit whilst the fruit remains raw. Calcium carbide also causes diarrhea, ulcer on the skin, mouth, and throat, burning sensation in the chest and abdomen, neurological system disorder, dizziness, memory loss, low blood pressure, cerebral edema, kidney and liver diseases. NAFDAC therefore advises the general public to desist from the use of these dangerous chemicals but allow fruits to ripen naturally on the plant. However, if fruits must be ripened artificially, NAFDAC has provided 3 easy and safe ways of ripening fruits. 1. Collect your fruits and put into a paper bag. Seal it and wait for a few days. 2. Apple and banana peels can be added to the fruit to help it ripe faster. 3. Direct exposure to sunlight facilitates ripening of fruits. This message is from the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. Let's go on to the next feature on this edition of the program.
The pivotal role of the Fourth Estate of the realm in projecting the activities of NAFDAC and disseminating important information to the Nigerian public on the efforts of NAFDAC at ensuring a healthy nation cannot be overemphasized. This is why NAFDAC is always pleased to work in alliance with credible news platforms in getting the public abreast of its activities. One of these credible agencies NAFDAC has always been comfortable to work with is the News Agency of Nigeria. It is in consolidation of the working relationship NAFDAC has had with NAN over the years that the management of News Agency of Nigeria paid a courtesy visit to the Abuja office of NAFDAC recently. While welcoming the NAN team, the NAFDAC Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, acknowledged the role of the Fourth Estate and particularly that of NAN to NAFDAC's activities.
I appreciate NAN, and that the fact that it is also a government agency made it easier and made NAN to understand, made the two of us to understand where we are coming from. So I want to say thank you for this very important visit, and I believe that we continue, the relationship will continue to grow because when I started my second tenure, one of the things that I know that we will increase is publicity. I believe we don't do as much, aside from the money at the beginning, is because we are too busy, unfortunately. too busy to say, okay, let's do this. I was just talking to one of my directors that you need to publish this, publish that. We keep so much information working as a regulatory, but we are also talking, we're supposed to be also talking to the government, or to the masses rather, not government. So we're going to increase our publicity, and NAN is part and parcel of it.
Professor Adeyeye also traced the role NAN has played since she assumed office as the DG of NAFDAC.
When I got to NAFDAC 6 years ago, we had challenges. But I also came from a profession where if you don't publish, you perish. So I know the power of publicity. But when I got to NAFDAC, there was no money to publish. It costs a lot in Nigeria to publish. And NAN, through Mr. Lawal, was the only outlet that we could afford. We could have done more, but that was what we could afford because we needed to pay our debt that I inherited. Because you cannot be a debtor and be flowing around the whole country, spending money and adding to the debt. So I've appreciated NAN from my first year here. It was after that we started adding more, to what we are doing.
In his reaction, the managing director of the News Agency of Nigeria, Mr. Muhammad Ali, started by speaking on the pedigree and strength of the News Agency of Nigeria.
In NAN, we are the biggest on the continent of Africa. We are about the only agency resident in the United Nations. Up until recently, we had 10 foreign offices. Surprisingly, well, not that surprising. People take Nigeria seriously. People take the work you do very seriously. You think you're doing something here, but far away, people are looking at you. I mean, NAFDAC especially, because they are keenly will report NAFDAC to the rest of the world.
The MD of NAN went on to explain the reasons for the visit of his team to NAFDAC.
One of the reasons why we're here, ma'am, is to also say we appreciate the partnership we've had in the last couple of years, and also to advertise new products. Our multimedia unit is there. We are also into beyond the wire service. We are also into the general news service, which we think would do a great deal of publicity to an important agency like yours. We have a whole range of them beyond what we are currently having. And I think what we are currently having through Viola, I think it has been there for quite a while now, before I even took charge. But we said, well, these are things that are subject to review. As new reality set in and new products come in, we want to expand this relationship. And also to assure you of our unflinching support for the good work you've been doing, you and your management team. We wish you more success ahead. What you're doing cannot be compensated by the state. Only patriotism. Only a patriot will state. It cannot be rewarded materially.
The NAFDAC DG asserted the credibility of NAN and her confidence in the news agency.
Almost all the public things that happen were said verbatim or as they appear.
That's the premature.
Yes.
That's the premature.
Our people need facts. They need it in volumes.
Yes.
That is why you are here.
The meeting was rounded off by NAFDAC DG's expression of gratitude to the management for the important visit.
The Ibadan office of NAFDAC has sealed a juice manufacturing company, B Supreme, in Ibadan for producing without the agency's registration number. According to Mrs. Rosalind Adeyeye, the Southwest Zonal Director of NAFDAC, the agency got wind of the illegal operation of the juice manufacturing company through the collaboration that existed within the agency. Mrs. Adeyeye explained that the company actually applied for registration, but there is no indication that an inspection of the company was carried out by NAFDAC. According to her, application and payment are not the same as registration. She added that a lot of procedures are involved in the registration of a product. The manufacturer did initiate a registration but did not complete the process. Apart from that, the manufacturer lacks the necessary equipment for the production and packaging of the product. Mrs. Rosalind Adeyeye concluded that NAFDAC will raise public awareness and mop up the B Supreme juice already in circulation. She therefore urged Nigerians to stop patronizing products that do not have registration numbers. That was NAFDAC Update. You have been updated.
This is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of NAFDAC and Your Health. We'll be back again next week with more updates on the frantic efforts of NAFDAC aimed at safeguarding the health of the nation. You can also help NAFDAC keep our society safe by supplying us with any information on activities that could mar the efforts of NAFDAC at safeguarding the health of the nation. If you have such information, please reach out to us.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Remember, it is criminal to import, produce, distribute, market, or sell unwholesome food products, counterfeit medical equipment, drugs, or chemicals. Don't hesitate to report these nefarious acts to NAFDAC to assist in safeguarding the health of the nation. Till we meet again next week, stay safe.